Hello and what's up everyone, Thunderbob here, and tonight I am checking out some more Diablo 2 Resurrected. This is a sorceress that I have run once before, though I have reconfigured it a little bit. This is a Bear Sorceress. I've changed it up. Before it was running with the Dream Armor, based around Lightning primarily. Now I'm trying with Dragon, specifically because I want this to be kind of like a Hydra source that doesn't actually cast the Hydra. It uses Dragon, the chance to cast Hydra on striking from the Dragon to utilize it. I thought this would be an interesting build. So we're just going to go through the gear real quick here. You got Beast to be able to go to Werebear form, and Spirit just for the plus skills. And then when you're actually fighting, you change to Griswold's, which has a really high attack speed. You got your Dragon Shield for the Hydras and the Holy Fire Aura, Dragon Armor, same thing. Altogether, you've got like a 24% chance to cast the level 15 Hydra. Metal Grid for the attack rating and just the stats on it. You got this for Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, Resistance. Same thing for Gore Riders. Volcathos for some lifesteal and plus skills. Arachnid, Ravenfrost so you don't get frozen. Dracul's for all of that nice lifesteal. I got a bunch of skill charms here. And some attack rating. We'll look at the skills real quick here. Now, you don't put any points in Hydra because you're casting Hydra on striking in Werebear form. You can't cast anything, really. So all your points are primarily in the synergies for Hydra, which is Firebolt, Fireball, Fire Mastery. You also max Enchant and its synergy Warmth, so you can give you and your Mercenary a fair bit of extra enchant damage. And put points in the core skills, though you really can't use these while you're in Werebear form, so this is not that necessary. And then 1 point here in Frozen Armor. You could go down to Shiver Armor or Chilling Armor, whichever is your favorite. I just dumped the remaining points there because I can't really cast anything. I didn't really have much else to put points into here, so that was the build I went with. And we're going to try this out in Andariel, and if it's successful, I'm going to try player 8 and see what kind of damage I can do elsewhere. Basically, let's get the right stuff on. And you're going to do enchant on you and your mercenary. Switch weapons back to Griswold's. And that's really it. Like, I'm basically just normal attacking from here. I do have Conviction on the mercenary to help with fire resists. And problem is there is a ton of fire resist in Andariel in the catacombs, so yeah, I may not be able to show off the Hydra until I get to another area. But like, just in general, this build kind of rocks. Like, Bear Sorceress is great. And I'm not saying that this is better than the standard Bear Sorceress. It's probably not, to be honest. I wanted to see how effective the Hydras could be. And they're only level 15 Hydras without a ton of like plus skill. The damage on them is probably not going to be crazy, but if you can get this to proc, 5 or 6 times, potentially you could be doing more damage just through the number of Hydras you have versus an actual Hydra source. Being that there's the cooldown on Hydra, you can only get so many up at a time. You're lucky to have 4 up usually on a standard Hydra source. And that attack speed's pretty nice. Look at all those Hydras. Problem is these guys have really high fire resist, even with Conviction breaking the resistance. And this is player 1, of course. I noticed this weapon is not getting me a lot of life back when I deal damage. It's got a super high attack speed, so you can... Most of your damage is the fire damage from enchant, and the fire damage provided from your dragon armors. The actual damage, physical damage you're doing is pretty negligible. So, like, I've noticed I'm not really leeching as much as I probably need to be for the life pool I have. But overall, I love the Hydra. I really want to find a way to make it competitive. And this was one thought I had, just because Hydra itself, even with a ton of gear and maxed out, I've got a video showing an Orb Hydra source. It's just not as good as some other builds. Like, it's not as competitive. I still might make one when we go live, just because I enjoy it, but it's definitely not a super powerful build. And look how fast those non-fire immune guys just, like, melt. I don't know why I'm looting, because I'm not going to be playing this character after next week. The only annoying thing is because you have just normal attack. When something dies, and, like, there's nothing else in range, you just kind of, like, stand there like an idiot. I'm very excited. I'm recording this Tuesday of the week before Diablo 2 Resurrected is scheduled for release, and I am like jonesing to play the real game. Like, this is kind of a fun distraction, but I want to start my character for real. Just recast everything as that wore off. I made a video showing kind of what character I plan to start with. First I think I'm going to go with Meteor, and then I've maybe do like a Trap Assassin, maybe either Blessed Hammer or a Smiter or a hybrid of the two. If you want to check out that video, it was a recent video I published. Feel free, if you got any comments on it, let me know. Let me know what you're starting with, maybe that'd be cool. Let's just go kill. Look how fast that burns through her. Okay. And let's just get rid of that poison. Oh, there it goes.
Good day.
There's 8. And where have I not gone lately? Maybe we'll go try the... Actually... Okay, I'm gonna turn on players 8. And you know what I think I might try to do is go see if I can find the Mausoleum in the burial grounds. That's a spot I really haven't done much focus on. I had to change weapons. There we go. See, the fire immunes like rip my damage to shreds because so much of it, you know, my enchant is dealing like 1700 damage for me and my merc, and then you've got quite a bit of damage from the holy fire itself. Just want to step back and watch the Hydras. Yeah, they're actually doing some damage. It's basically like level 15 Hydra with synergy. So it's not going to be as strong as, like, you know, level 40 Hydra with synergies. But the fact that you can get, you know, sometimes 5 to 10 packs of Hydras out, I think, you know, you start to come close to the potential damage of a regular Hydra source. I wish they would take away the cast delay on Hydra. It'd be nice to be able to just drop 5 of them like you do on like on a trapper. That would be, I think, maybe the best way that they could improve the Hydra source. I don't think I've done this area in a very long time. I always forget about it, but let's get some decent drops. And not too bad fire resist, guys. I might try out Hand of Justice on this build later, but it requires a lot of dexterity. I didn't want to pump dex necessarily, but you would get that extra Holy Fire aura, which is being benefited by your Fire Mastery. And higher physical damage, though the attack speed is slower than this weapon, so it's a trade-off. I was trying to maximize my attack speed to get, you know, the most potential Hydras I could. But the Hydras, I like it, but I don't think they're necessarily doing enough damage. Any guys in here this time? They steal all my mana. Little they know I don't actually need any mana with this build. The other thing is, I'm gonna get killed by that werebear. It only lasts 220 seconds, and I always forget to recast it. But the Bear Sorceress in general is a fun build. I do think Dream might be slightly better than Dragon, just because you could actually run both Holy Fire and the Holy Shock, whereas to make Hydra work, you know, I'm bumping Fireball and Firebolt. So, like, you really can't get Dream to be effective on this build. So that's some Mage Fist. Okay. It'd help if I put the right weapon on. I don't have a key. Does anyone actually run around with keys like at all times, unless they're doing like chest farming in particular? I like never have them on me. The other thing about this build is you really can't use teleport. And I feel like that does hinder your farming to some extent. Like, this is a fun build, but without teleport, unless you're fine teleporting and then switching forms when you get wherever you're going, it's kind of limited. I think I might have cleared this out. I'd say it does reasonably well in Players 8. I can't tell if the Hydras are really doing enough to warrant putting the 40 points into Firebolt and Fireball versus maxing out Lightning Mastery and going with Dream. Ow. So, overall, I do enjoy the build. Is it the best werebear build in the game? That's hard to say. I think the variation that uses Dream might be a little bit better. It gives you lightning and fire damage versus, you know, primarily just doing fire damage, so you have less issues with immunities. And the Hydras are very cool, but are they doing enough damage to really warrant pumping 40 extra points into them? That I'm a little less sure of. Yeah, so I'm going to end it here. If you enjoyed this video, I have a whole playlist full of other Diablo 2 Resurrected related videos. I think you might enjoy it. And if there's any specific builds or anything you want to see, let me know, especially as release approaches. I'll definitely be doing a lot more videos as the game's out. I'm going to be rushing through on Battle.net, and then when ladder starts later, I think I might play some hardcore. I've got a video out there showing kind of what builds I'm looking at playing at release. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, check some of that out, and if you like what I'm doing, think about subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. Look at all those Hydras. These guys have a lot of fire resistance, though. Yeah, thanks again for watching, everyone, and you have a great night.